Am I the a-hole? I don't want my bridesmaid to wear the dress to other events. I'm getting married this summer, and I've been trying hard to be a chill bride. My family and I are doing most of the planning. My cousin is letting us stay at her house in Antioch, Tennessee, just outside Nashville, so we're saving money before the bachelorette party. Another cousin has a van, and we're all driving down together, so we just have to split the cost of gas. None of us are exactly swimming in cash, and I wanted to keep costs down as much as possible. I also told my bridesmaids that if there's anything about my wedding stressing them out, to let me know. I'm the only one who should be stressing, and before this little scenario, I was feeling pretty good. Anyway, I found these perfect cocktail dresses at Anthropologie. They had inclusive sizing, a great color, and, holy grail, they were on sale. I made a deal with the bridesmaids. I would buy the dresses if they covered any necessary alterations. Everyone was happy. I gave everyone their dresses. Everyone looks fabulous, and we're all happy. Who said planning a wedding was hard? Enter Roxy. Back in December, I saw a photo of Roxy at her work Christmas party wearing the bridesmaid dress. I'll admit, it bugged me. I wanted the big reveal at the wedding to feel special, not like a rerun of an HR office mixer. But I bit my tongue because none of our mutual friends were there, so I wasn't going to stress myself out about something that felt kind of petty. The problem is, we have a mutual friend getting married in June, 1 month before my wedding. A lot of my wedding guests will be at this wedding, and when I asked Roxy what she was wearing, she casually said, "Oh, I'm just wearing the bridesmaid dress from your wedding. I look hot in it, and it's my favorite." I paused. I told her I didn't want her to wear the bridesmaid dress as a guest to a wedding filled with our mutual friends right before my big day. Well, now Roxy thinks I'm being a bridezilla. She pointed out that I did say I wanted them to have a dress they could wear again. I meant after the wedding, obviously. She then dropped the bombshell that she's already worn it to several events. I might have snapped. I told her that since I bought the dress, I didn't want her to wear it again until after my wedding. She hit back that since she paid for the alterations, she's invested just as much money into the dress as I did, which, thanks to the sale, might actually be true. My other bridesmaids are on my side, but Roxy thinks I'm overreacting because it's just a dress. Am I the a-hole for wanting the first time our friend group sees her in the dress to be when she's standing at the altar with me? Mini update, I guess, we're meeting for dinner tomorrow to talk. She actually reached out to me, so fingers crossed. Final update, she's not wearing the dress to the June wedding, and she even apologized. Yay! That's the update. I'm going to go on to elaborate, but if you don't like rambling, I would stop reading here. I like to ramble. Plus, I had a few delicious cocktails at dinner tonight. It was happy hour, and Tipsy Me loves to go off topic. Since there's no one here telling me to stop and focus, who knows what's going to come out? I'm pretty sure this is going to be a long read. I'm using text-to-talk on my iPad because I hate typing on it. I have a laptop, but it's old, and every time I turn it on, it updates for what feels like a year. By the time it lets me do what I need to do, I've lost interest or already done it on my phone or tablet, so it's not worth it. Also, I'm not going to apologize for grammar and spelling mistakes. Anyone who comes to Reddit posts and schools people on grammatical errors must get a kick out of it, so have fun. I'm sure this will be full of them. I get there, and they're confused sometimes. It drives my sister insane, and she loves to correct me when I do that. Sometimes, when she's feeling down, I do it on purpose just to give her a pick-me-up, so I get it. Back to the story. When I got there, she was already there, which is unusual because I'm usually the early one. I hate being late. I also hate when other people are late, so I tend to get to things early because how can I judge other people for being late if I'm late? That's no fun. But I was watching Ladies of London, and the etiquette lady said that being early is also rude. Who knew? She actually said if you're going to a dinner party, you should be about 15 minutes late so the hosts have time for unexpected things that come up. If you get there too early, they feel like they have to entertain you instead of wrapping up whatever they need to finish. I thought that was interesting and wanted to share. But let me get back to the update. I walk in, she stands up, gives me a hug, and apologizes. So, of course, I immediately start to tear up, which makes her tear up, and we're just standing there hugging and crying in the middle of the restaurant. When we finally sit down, she tells me what's going on. Apparently, she's been a little depressed for the past few months. She feels like she's the only single person in our friend group, and I hadn't thought about it, but she kind of is. She said even our friend who is asexual has a partner. Again, true. But it's not like Roxy doesn't date, and I'm not going to say she's picky. She just feels like if she can tell that she and the guy aren't compatible, there's no reason to waste time. I'll tell you why it hasn't worked out with the last 3 guys she's gone out with. Guy number 1, great guy, owned his own business, and I thought he was very handsome. But he's not a pet person. If you have a dog, he thinks it shouldn't live in the house, it should be outside with a nice doghouse. And the dog definitely shouldn't get on the furniture. Her dog is her baby, so he had to go. I agree. My fiancé knows never to make me choose between him and my dog, it would not be pretty. Guy number 2 hated his ex-wife too much. She said he was always bringing her up, but never in a good way. He brought her up constantly in conversations. Like, they went to the movies, and he said his ex always claimed she loved movies, that's why she and her girlfriends went so much, but it turns out she wasn't really going to the movies, she was cheating. Or they were going for a hike, and she had her hair in a ponytail. He told her how cute she looked, then said his ex wore ponytails all the time, unless she was meeting up with the guy she cheated with. She swears he could bring any topic of conversation back to his ex cheating on him. She felt like he wasn't over his ex-wife, so she ended things. And guy number 3 just enjoyed fart humor too much for her liking. I don't think I have to elaborate. My boo loves a good fart joke too, but I find it endearing. She thinks it's immature. So anyway, I'm going to say that a lot, that's how I get back on subject. She had been in a funk, and I'm sure me talking about my upcoming wedding constantly didn't help. She didn't say that, but I do talk about it a lot. I mean, look at me, I'm on Reddit talking about it now. So, getting back to Roxy, she was in a funk. She picked up the dress from the seamstress and tried it on to see how it fit, and she said she felt so pretty. She hadn't felt pretty in a long time. Isn't it funny how some outfits just make you feel good? I feel like that in my wedding dress, which I got at a consignment shop, can you believe it? I took it to this seamstress, and she worked magic on it. It was pretty before, but now it's beyond. See what I did there, talking about my wedding again. I'm trying to do better. So anyway, when her holiday office party came along, she really didn't want to go and procrastinated until the last minute to find something to wear. She went shopping and couldn't find anything she liked. She even went to Anthropologie and still couldn't find anything in store she liked, and because she waited so long, she didn't have time to order online. She knew it was wrong, but she wore the dress, and everyone loved it. She got so many compliments. Her work crush flirted and danced with her. Even the women there loved it. She hit it off with one of her co-workers, Asia, and they've hung out a lot since the party. They didn't talk much before that night because they're in completely different departments. But now they've gone to dinner several times and to the movies. They even hung out at Asia's apartment and watched Bridgerton with their dogs, who are also good friends now. She also feels like upper management noticed her more, because since the office party, they've put her on bigger projects. So anyway, life has been pretty good since she wore the dress. And this past weekend, when we were hanging out and I was, of course, droning on and on about my wedding, and then brought up what to wear to another friend's wedding, that funk came back, and she snapped a little bit. She said it really started as a joke when she said she was going to wear the bridesmaid dress, but my reaction made her mad. Looking back at my original post, I didn't elaborate on my reaction. I was hopping mad, y'all. And I didn't ask her not to wear it, I told her she wasn't wearing it because I paid for it. She said I made her feel like a child, like I was her mother and she had to do what I said because I said so. So she acted like a child and threw a tantrum. She also hasn't worn it anywhere else. Again, she just said that to make me mad. After the party, she did take it to the dry cleaners, but it's been hanging in her closet since. Even though I come off looking like a jerk, I'm so happy. I even told her about the Reddit post. She thought it was hilarious. She said she knew I must have been mad because I gave her a misfit name instead of a hologram name. It's from a cartoon we both loved as kids. She feels like Reddit was right, since most people called her the a-hole. I apologized too and told her the everyone sucks here people were right. We were both a-holes who deserve each other, but I still feel like it's a happy ending.